So here we are again. Halloween 2019.
Should we give it a minute before we do that?
Well, it is Halloween, though, that's all I'm saying.
It is Halloween. It's a few days. It's 3 days before Halloween.
When I say like Halloween, what would be the first sound effect that comes into your mind? Interesting.
Well, jeepers, creepers. Where'd you get them peepers?
That's not necessarily a sound effect.
Down a road on a kooky street, up on the top fourth tower of a certain building, a free ghoulish... ghoulish enterprises surrounded through on a candlelit table, on a comfortable settee.
Drinking carbonated sheep's blood.
From a fancy class.
Or Red Bull, if you want to go.
Or mojito in a can.
Mm-hmm. Equally disturbing.
Do you guys actually do anything for Halloween?
I used to. Nowadays, I just watch Fantasia.
Okay.
I watched that for the first time recently.
Oh, for Fantasia?
Yeah.
The original?
Yeah. It's
Right.
good, yeah. The bit where it's like the sound, it's the sound wave. You know, there's a bit where it's just literally a line on the screen, and then the band are playing, and it sounds like it's like visualization of the
Or
sound.
you were going to do
wave.
that generic thing where someone pretends they've seen it, so like that bit with the sound.
No, that's just
Wow, bro.
you know.
I mean, I love that bit with the sound.
There's a lot of sound in that film. Tell me otherwise.
A
Prove
lot
me
of sound,
otherwise.
a lot of sound, some moving things.
Moving things
They
and
put on the
sound.
pictures. I love that bit.
You must have seen it really recently, then.
I have, right? You can tell. It's that raw experience. I can see it in your eyes.
I went trick or treating once.
Wait, we're in England. I don't like this whole American thing
I
coming
know.
over.
Well, why don't you just not do Christmas then?
I don't do Christmas.
Oh, right. Fine. Good. I'm glad. Why don't you stop?
Actually, I do technically.
You've got a Friends t-shirt on.
Yeah.
That's an American.
I told you, it's loose and it's very hot now because it's October.
Bit of mojito.
It's definitely not
Mojito,
August.
American. American is bloody maple syrup.
and sugar, right? And
Maple syrup's Canadian.
Maple syrup's Canadian. I'm fine bringing the Canadian over here.
Okay.
America's good duty two shoes, brother.
I mean,
yeah.
I think the goody two-shoes brother always does well in life, though.
That's true.
Not
That's why
true.
they're goody two-shoes.
Nice guys finish last. You're running out of gas, as Green Day once said. Yeah, so I went trick or treating once,
Oh yeah, I forgot that you said that.
and we went I went trick or treating to my own house. And my
Because no one else
dad
would give you
dad
sweets.
opened the door and was like, "Oh, if you want a treat, come inside." And it was just dinner was ready. Had corn on the cob.
Oh,
It wasn't really a thing until recently that people would trick-or-treat in England.
I think ever since we were little, they were done a bit. People were in a
No.
bit of trick or treating. Yeah.
Maybe it's because I lived in the city and also in a block of flats. Only recently they've started doing trick-or-treating there. And we're always just like, who the fuck buzzed them in?
Some
Who
bloody
the fuck
goody
buzzed
goody.
them in? But I think the rule is now, if you don't decorate for Halloween, they're not allowed to come and knock on your door.
Yeah, but no one cares.
No, that actually works because my house in in Bleak,
Oh, suburbia. is
Suburbia, we don't decorate, so no kids come knocking on our doors. And even if they did, I turn the lights off and stay upstairs.
I remember one time when I lived in suburbia.
Suburbia, yeah.
I was living in like a shared house, and we bought loads of stuff because it was Easter, Halloween, and no kids came.
we did that.
So we just,
Did you dress up the house so they knew that you were open to trick or treaters?
I think we had a pumpkin.
Oh, that's more than pump people, you know?
Pum people.
Some people.
Pump people.
Anyway, who would win in a fight, Frankenstein or Dracula?
Frankenstein.
He's too slow. Dracula would just be like...
I think Dracula, he can turn into a bat.
Endurance-wise, he's got no blood to steal, you know?
Well, Frankenstein hasn't got any blood.
And Dracula's got his bitches
I
on
think
his
so.
side.
He's
so-
got bitches.
Yeah.
Frankenstein's got his wife.
Yeah.
True.
Frankenstein's got nothing that Dracula wants.
True. Which is why he won't see it coming.
But Frankenstein also doesn't need anything. Dracula needs blood to survive.
What does Frankenstein need?
Nothing.
He's got electric powers, right?
He's got the screws in his neck.
Yeah. Shit
I
comes out.
thought that was just to make sure his head stayed on.
That's actually
no.
that was invented by Universal.
The screws.
Yeah.
The screws, it's patented. So if you use
Is it?
Frankenstein,
No.
they invented it, so no one else can use the screw Frankenstein.
What's your favourite Treehouse of Horrors episode?
Oh fuck! The Twilight Zone ones, like for instance, I think it's when it's either Bart or Homer or no, Bart's on a bus and there's a gremlin on the side of the bus.
Yeah.
Just like the Twilight Zone episode. Ah, I love that, man.
That was on quite recently. I watched that literally the other day, and it wasn't Halloween. It's good.
Yeah. But
And then he's got Ned Flanders' head at the end.
Deadly.
That's different. Well, Treehouse of Horrors. When
Oh wait, no, when
I
he's
know
a
what you
werewolf.
did last.
Deadly.
Deadly, yeah.
Man,
Oh my god, we could have a quiz off between you two and Simpsons episodes.
we could.
What's your favourite Treehouse of Horrors episode?
I
Do you
don't
remember
know.
any? You don't remember?
I
one?
remember stuff that happens.
Tell me something that you remember.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Just tell me it soothes me.
A bit where something scary but funny happens.
Oh wow, yeah.
You
That
watched that one quite recently.
Yeah.
with the moving pictures.
Yeah. And the sounds and the homers.
And they're all yellow.
Yeah. God.
Like Matt Groening's foot.
Oh.
Oh god.
Groening is a bad man, maybe.
Maybe.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, you know.
So maybe for Halloween just go back and watch Simpsons episodes.
Just goes Matt Groening. No.
What, are you going to have your shoes off or?
Oh.
It's a valid question. It's your first Halloween with us at the Dork Seduction.
Spoopy.
That is
are you
very
asked-
spoopy.
Would you like anything for your special Halloween episode? First Halloween, you've lost your Halloween virginity to us, basically. So do you
Yeah.
want anything in return?
I don't
Do you want a
know.
cup of tea in the morning? Or?
I just need a cold shower.
Okay,
It's going to be rough until then, though, so
yeah. Because Chris has a surprise for us.
What is it?
that's not the best transition after that talk, really.
But we need to...
Ah! Put it away!
What's my
What, my
surprise?
feet?
Did you really see that coming? So, yes.
Oh yeah,
we
intro
are-
music.
Have we got creepy intro
keep
music?
We keep forgetting. No,
Oh.
like you
Really
act like
don't.
I make that much of an
Can't you
effort.
just put like, oh, on it?
Yeah.
That wasn't scary.
I mean, we could do our own a cappella version of
Waddy waddy.
a cappella version of the Dork Seduction intro music.
Where we talk about spooky stuff. Maybe. Arr. What's this then? What's this?
Is it a door creaking in the middle of the night?
Correct.
Ah, that's quite a good one, actually.
Do a sound
I
effect,
think
Chris,
I've
and
got
we have to
that
guess what it is.
Diddley.
Ned Flanders as a werewolf.
Was it?
Me.
Do a sound effect. A
I don't
creepy
know
sound
sound
effect.
effects.
You don't
I don't
know.
know how to do any sound effects. I don't know how to do things with one mouth. Mouth things.
Talking.
Correct.
All right, come on then. What's the big idea, Chris?
No, wait, intro music. So we've actually got a very special guest here to do the Halloween episode intro music, Vincent Price.
Welcome to the Dorks Deduction Podcast, where we talk about stuff.
So we're going to be talking about creepypastas. It's an old tradition on the Dork Seduction. We bring up some spooky, creepy stories from yesteryear.
Can you
And,
just remind everyone, because I didn't know what a
What is a
creepypasta was.
creepypasta?
What is a creepypasta?
Well, it's not a dish, but it's a dish served best cold. That made no sense. I was trying to be smart.
That's actually been an episode title for one of the Creepypasta
Has
episodes.
it? Oh my gosh.
I've also had the Tapas Revolution and the Extra Sides
The extra
And
sauce.
yeah.
Tapas Revolution.
when we did the little mini Creepypastas.
Okay, so what's a creepypasta then?
Creepypasta is basically a scary story on the internet that's easy to digest and a quick one.
And it came about on what was there, like a website of it?
Oh yeah, well, it started off with all these collections of people making their own little scary stories online, finding ways to get them on there. Some got famous, some were actually all right, and a lot of them were generally poorly made and not that scary at all.
What was one of them that you said to me earlier that was made into a film?
Well, I think Slenderman started as a forum
Slenderman?
topic. Slenderman.
Slenderman, I think, was an online
Slenderman.
story.
His name's
like
like
a cre-
Phil Slenderman.
Is there a website called Creepypasta?
There is now,
It's-
yes.
There is now, but where were they first?
They were all collected from different parts of the internet.
Right.
So,
People
and
had
the
their own
term,
blogs and MySpaces and things that they
the term
upload stuff on.
creepypasta just became a thing.
Okay.
Like a colloquial, and now it's basically its own thing. It's an own website. And they put them all down there. Jeff the Killer is a very famous one.
That was our first Creepypasta episode, by the way.
Equally as shit, but somehow made it big.
I love Jeff the Killer.
Yeah, in its own little fucked up way.
How's he spelling Jeff? Jeff or
Geoff. Geoff. It's Jeff.
Oh.
Because
Geoff.
this is creepypasta writing.
Okay.
So they don't.
No.
They don't know
silent
about
E's
Geoff.
don't exist.
But Geoff, I don't accept that.
Geoff.
Geoff.
You don't accept that.
Geoff,
What have you met someone called that name?
It's like, just no, I don't accept you. I don't acknowledge your existence. I think your parents hate you.
Whooshka.
All right, so
There's Tommy.
I'm very excited about this.
Well, you
You
shouldn't
set
be.
it up. I'm drooling.
He's that hungry for it.
So you're going to read a creepy.
Let's bite. Let's read it.
My favourite bit is the grammar. My favourite bit of this shit is the grammar.
So, in this whole thing, Alex, Tarman, like you already know, feel free to stop me and, have a little think about any moments you think are a little bit, hang on, what? It might not necessarily be about how scary it's getting, but also literally anything. Just stop and have a little think. It's a little bit of a long one, so we'll get through it as soon as we can, but, yeah.
Am I going to literally shit my pants?
You probably...
Not for the reasons you're thinking.
Not for the reasons you're thinking, but feel free to...
Shit my pants.
to shit your pants and make sure there's a sound effect. Okay, let's get into this. Ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready, Tommy?
I was born ready.
Then let us begin. Getting ourselves grown up into sophisticated individuals, we've forgotten what glorious mess we were back in the old days.
Wait. That made my head hurt.
Not even a sentence in.
That sentence has made my head hurt.
Please tell, Alex. What
Just-
was wrong about that sentence?
I don't know. I don't know what it was. I feel confused.
Shall I start that again?
Yeah,
so
please
you
do.
can really drink it in.
Yeah. Slurp it up.
Getting ourselves grown up into sophisticated individuals, we've forgotten what glorious mess we were back in the old days when
Meh,
the world
what
seemed
glorious mess.
when the world seemed so tall from our heads, when teasing and fooling around with those tall figures was so much fun, when we were all pretty liars. By the way, the story's called Pretty Liars.
Okay. English is
Is it
definitely...
based on the TV show Pretty Little Lies?
No!
I told you, I love the grammar of these things.
English is definitely not their first language. This
No,
person.
I think they're just kids.
Lying about
Oh.
every second thing we've been asked by the tall people. That perplexed look on their faces was the best part, because they had a hard time guessing whether we're actually telling truth this time or lying again. Those days were so lovely, so lively. Now we're getting into speech. Honey, switch off the TV now. You're getting late for school. Little Gerald stood up from the couch. Mending... There's a Gerald. Little Gerald stood up from the couch, mending his jumpsuit in the process and switching off the television as Dennis the Menace...
Mending his jumpsuit in the process. What does that even mean?
Mending his jumpsuit in the...
Does it mean he's getting dressed?
Or has he got like a sewing kit that he's like fixing his jumpsuit?
And why
That's-
is that mother letting him around needles?
That's the ambiguousness of this story.
I'm scared. Carry on. I'm scared.
Switching off the television as Dennis the Menace finally rolled their credits. He was happy. He completed the whole episode this time.
What?
He completed the whole episode this time, which he often misses as he leaves for school every day by then. He quickly picks up his tiny school bag and rushes off to the door.
How small is the school bag? Like, scarily small.
I think that's what the story's about, isn't it? The mystery of the school bag.
Yeah, man. He's a liar as well, so you never know. As if he had been standing there since a long while, and it was from his mum making him late. Dorothy Williams, a skinny blonde with an angry grin on her face. Think about how that
Dorothy?
looks, by the way. An angry grin. A skinny blonde with an angry grin on her face reaches for Gerald. Have you seen the car keys, Gerald? I'm sure I saw them right here on the cupboard this morning, pointing towards the elegant wooden cupboard on her left. Oh, I know, Mummy. I know. I saw them on the couch when I was watching TV as soon as his mother
Can
left
I
the
just
scene.
say, because I'm looking at it, it's T full stop V full stop, which no one ever does.
No, just one stop is all you need, if anything.
As soon as his mother left the scene, Gerald pulls out his right hand from his pocket and throws the keys flying over the cupboard exactly where they were supposed to be kept. That's strange. There were no keys on the couch. I ought to... She looks at the keys. Gerald, how many times shall I tell you not to mess around? Especially at such a wrong time. I know you must have kept them here when I left. No, Mummy, I didn't.
Wait, so it's Dorothy the mother?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the mother's called Dorothy, the son's called Gerald.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine, carry on.
And so,
I this can be hard to keep up with.
Yeah, can we just...
Because he described his mum after a paragraph after he introduced her,
And then said the
and he
skinny
just
blonde.
said the skinny blonde lady rather than my mum.
Like I said, the exposition is masterful.
And so just to... With the plot. So he had the keys the whole time, and he's making her feel like she's gone crazy or something. So the keys were supposed to be on the cabinet.
Yes.
And then he said, oh, maybe I saw them on the sofa. And then when she was looking at the sofa whilst her back was turned, he put them onto the cabinet.
He's a little tyke.
He's been watching too much Dennis and Menace, I think we've established.
That's gaslighting.
I've just connected that, and there's so many layers already.
Oh my god, yeah.
And he said he missed a lot of episodes, but bullshit, didn't he miss episodes?
Bullshit.
He's living it.
The little liar. Can't.
Was he wearing a red and black jumper?
We'll get to that. The frustrated mother neither had time for arguing with her... Fuck off. The frustrated mother had neither time for arguing with her son, nor did she want to get late anymore.
Get late anymore.
Both of them now drifted towards the hatchback sedan and soon left the big Victorian house. Now, this is another thing about creepypastas you have to realise. They have these vague ways of describing things to try and make it scary. But they'll always tell you the exact time or exactly what kind of car it was to make it kind of realistic.
Or was it a creepy sedan?
It was a hatchback.
Oh.
I couldn't quite work out what the house was, but I knew it was a Ford Fiesta with full throttle force. Both of them now drifted towards the hatchback sedan and soon left.
Drifted towards.
Drifted
Are they
drifted
floating?
towards.
I think this person actually learned
This
how to
guy
use thesaurus.
found. I was about to say he
Yeah.
found a thesaurus. I don't know if he knows how to use it, but he's got it.
He just did a baby kangaroo Tribbiani, didn't he?
The car took a left turn after a quarter mile. Yeah. Towards another street. After a drive of another couple of minutes, the car stopped. The door on the passenger side opened wide. Behind the metal door on the ground emerged 2 small feet, and behind the black-tinted windshield, one could see the driver bending slightly towards the little passenger to kiss him goodbye.
What? Wait. What?
I don't know.
What's the metal door on the ground?
I have to be overly describing everything.
I think it just means car door.
Yeah. She kissed him goodbye, basically. Honey, I have an important meeting this noon and won't be able to drop you back home. I've asked Mr. Winters to pick you up along with his son.
That's a scary name, isn't it?
Take
Mr.
care.
Winters.
Bye-bye. Gerald nodded, swinging his backpack around his back. He rushed towards the school with enough confidence and determination in eyes to give his teachers a hard time at school.
Oh, that little menace.
This guy.
After a few hours, the gate of the Marigolds primary school opened. Little toddlers started spilling out. Gerald came gossiping with his gang, easily distinguishable from the others amidst the crowd. Just then he saw Mr. Winters, eagerly waiting for his son and Gerald to arrive. Hello, Gerald.
His son?
Wait a minute. Isn't he supposed to be picking them up after school?
So school's finished now.
School's finished after a few hours.
Oh, there was just and so Mr. Winters is Gerald's dad.
I have no idea who he is.
Wait, can you take it back? He said his son.
He's picking up his son, and he's going to be picking up Gerald.
Oh, so he's a dad.
He's a dad. Probably has a hots for the mum. You know, she's a skinny blonde.
She is a skinny blonde.
It is
We
Mr.
know
Winters.
that Mr. Winter's son doesn't matter because he hasn't got a name.
Yeah, and
Yes.
Mr. Winters, that sounds quite
Sounds a little bit chilly.
cold-blooded, cold-hearted.
But you never know what these
Or
metaphors
just
might
like
be picking up.
Christmassy.
Yeah, maybe.
Do you have any thoughts on what might happen? Any predictions?
I hope this doesn't go through the paedophile route again.
Did one of them go through a paedophile route?
Well, I don't think so, but I hope not.
Also, I wonder if we know... Do you have any details on when this was written?
I haven't looked that up, but we can
Can we
look that
find
up
out
later
afterwards?
and
And
find out
do we
if
know
it
the
was-
name of the author?
if it was before a certain time period, right?
Yeah, and also, I think it can't be... English can't be this person's first language.
Maybe not, but a lot
Because
of the
we've
time...
spoken about it before. Sometimes they do it on purpose because they want to be bad.
Well, that's the deliberate ones,
Yeah,
but
the
they usually last
context.
about a paragraph. But sometimes English is the first language, and sometimes that is just a creepypasta.
But
Some
saying
people
something,
just
yeah, but
shit
saying
English.
like, I don't want to be more late again. Obviously,
Have you
that...
spoken to many people in Britain lately? They're quite thick.
Anyway, I want to know about Mr. Winters. I reckon he's tall, quite like spindly, like maybe bent over.
I feel like he's got some sort of crooked nose,
Like
maybe.
knick-knack
Very
fingers or something.
gaunt-looking face.
Well, actual
sunken
knick-knack
cheeks.
fingers.
Knick-knack fingers, you
Yeah,
know.
sunken
Sunken
cheeks, definitely.
cheeks.
Hang on, what's it?
Bony. He wears a lot of tweed.
No, the tweed's quite wholesome.
Wax jackets. That's the scary one.
Tweed is for people that want to look like they're well-to-do and that they can behave and that they're intelligent and normal-looking human beings when they're actually not. They're either really boring or they want to kill you.
What happened to you? What did someone do to you that wore tweed?
Nothing. Let's not go into that right now.
Oh, what happened? Okay, wait.
Fuck the pasta.
Literally, fuck the pasta. Mm-hmm. Something did happen though, didn't it? No. Just tell us if something happened.
I was just imagining you guys fucking pasta like American Pie.
Don't change the subject.
Okay, what do you think's going to happen, Tommy? I think...
Mr. Winters is a serial killer.
Nah, it's too easy.
But it's a creepypasta. They lean to the easy. Either that or they're going to go somewhere left field that doesn't relate to any of the rest of the story.
I think we already know that Gerald is a fucking little cunt.
Maybe he's the actual villain, but it's just told from his perspective.
He's gonna wind Mr. Winter up. Gerald is either gonna kill Mr. Winter or the son.
Ooh.
I don't think Gerald has the balls to kill anyone. He just acts like he does.
He's already gaslighting his mum.
Funnily enough, this is as far as I got as well. So
What,
I don't
you
know
too
anything.
scared?
No. Yeah, I was quaking, man. So I've only gotten this far. Now that you guys are here, I feel safe. So
And it's light outside.
get ready.
I hope the rest of the audience are imagining we're all in a big bed. Chris is in the middle, and he's got his arms around each of us.
But who'd hold phone? Hello, Gerald.
What? Is that what Mr. Winters... Sorry.
We'll leave for your home as soon as Carter comes.
Carter?
Carter.
What is with the names of these people?
Carter Winter.
It was definitely an American that wrote this, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
No.
Just stick
it's
with
a
me.
Polish person or a Russian person or something.
He will be here soon. But Gerald was the kind of a kid who would do anything but the exact opposite of what is instructed to him.
Wait. So he would do exactly what he was told to do. Read that sentence.
Chris is choking, like he's choking up because of the story.
Read that
Both
Read
That's a
that.
curse. I'll read that one more time, though. He will indeed read that one more time. Just stick with me. He will be here soon. But Gerald was the kind of a kid who would do anything but the exact opposite of what is instructed to him.
That is a sentence to defy.
It's almost genius.
Yeah.
Moreover, he's a grown-up now and the tallest in his class. He can go home all by himself. Perhaps that's what he thinks. No need, Mr. Winters. You see my mum over there? Here I go. Before Mr. Winters could check if his mum was really arrived or not, the little boy was vanished from the crowd. On the way back home, Gerald was walking and skipping all around when his eyes fell on something which made him stop his feet. Gerald saw a weird-looking, shabbily dressed Gothic lady. Her face as pale as dead, dried autumn leaves. Her head tilted...
Wait, so very, very, colourful, basically. They're either red or brown. Is he racist? Is he calling her Asian?
Oh, shit, he might be a little racist.
He's a little
Either Asian or Native
Literally a little
American or
racist.
something. Yeah, such a little twat.
Her head tilted slightly towards the left, with eye sockets embedded with something. Here it comes.
Eye sockets embedded with eyes?
There's going to be 2 black holes where eyes should be, or something like that.
Embedded with something.
Probably eyeballs.
It turns out she's just wearing sunglasses.
But definitely not eyes. Oh! Wrinkles running all over her face, with a smile not as wide as the one Gerald's mum used to see in late-night horror shows, but the smile was grim enough to frighten anyone who looks upon it. Her hands were motionless, suspending downwards from her shoulders, awkwardly, as if ropes suspended off an upright corpse.
Ooh.
Gerald was fear-ridden, obviously.
Was what?
Gerald was fear-ridden, obviously.
Okay.
And it... obviously. No matter how much naughty and peculiar type of a child he was, yet still, he was a mere 6-year-old.
R in peculiar, isn't it?
No, it's peculiar.
Oh, is that
Peculiar.
Actually.
He was a...
Sorry, that was quite interesting. Re-say that.
Oh, which one?
Where it would start from when he was like, no matter how
Re-say
naughty-
that, repeat that.
No matter how
I think
much...
we're getting infected by this.
Re-say the words that just came out of your mouth that one time when you said them just now.
No matter how much naughty and peculiar type of a child he was, yet still, he was a mere 6-year-old.
So he's already a little shit and he's only 6?
No, I quite like that though. He's like a really naughty kid, but he's still young. That's
He's
quite.
real.
I quite like that. Fair play.
His head dripped, steams of sweat running all the way down to his belly, His legs started trembling, and his face, which always wore a naughty smile, now frowned with fear. Without wasting any moment, Gerald rushed towards his home with all his might. He'd never run that fast before. Overpowered with panic, the swift little kid fell badly on the road and hurt his knees.
Shit.
With tears in his eyes and blood oozing off his knees, Gerald reached his home. He threw the welcome carpet in front of the main door in the air, picked up keys, unlocked the door, and quickly shut it with a thud once inside.
Why did he pick up the? Why did he bother
Because the
picking up the
keys
door?
were under the mat. Also a very stupid thing.
What did the woman have in her eyeballs?
It wasn't eyes.
It wasn't eyes.
But are we going to find out what it was?
And who frowns out of fear?
Yeah.
Everyone, try that with us right now.
Yeah. But frown and then look like you're scared.
Frown's almost like if someone was trying to be scary.
It just looks confused.
Yeah. That's not a frown, though.
Bad
That's
cup
what you
of
just
tea.
did. I mean, it would be better if it was audio during this bit.
Like if someone made you a cup of tea and it was like too milky, the tea bag had been taken out too quickly.
It was 2 hours later when Dorothy arrived at the house,
Dorothy.
and some red liquid stains on the floor. At first she was shocked, but soon this apprehension was turned into suspicion. She thought Gerald was playing his games with her again, as he did the ketchup bloodstain prank last month.
This kid really is a little shit.
It's good ketchup. She followed the stains to Gerald's bedroom to find her son having wounds on his knees. She soon realized...
Like it's an active thing.
She realized he must have had some prank gone wrong, in inverted commas, scenario. But whatever it was, the wounds were legit, so was the blood. Hence, she first of all applied band-aids to her son, gave him a lovely hug, and then asked him affectionately, "Okay, Jerry, Mummy wants to know what happened. I won't scold you, but please speak the truth this time." Jerry honestly described the whole scene to his mother, but due to his fame of being a liar of liars, she thought he's lying again, and must have thought some kid and lying in order to hide his fault. Little did she know that the poor kid was not lying, so she asked him what's wrong, and then she called him a liar straight after.
Yeah, and like, I trust, trust me. You can tell me anything you want.
No wonder this kid turned out the way he did.
But it's just a classic case of
Boy who cried wolf.
What's your favourite colour, Alex?
blue.
Don't fucking lie.
I won't tell anyone. I promise.
She left him alone in his room in anger without uttering a single word. Gerald never felt so much helpless and lonely before.
So much helpless.
Helpless and lonely. After a few minutes, he changed his robes and came downstairs towards the telephone. His robes.
Is this Hogwarts?
He was calling Edward, his best friend, to come to his home for some company in this hard time. 10 minutes later, the doorbell rang. That's fast. Gerald welcomed Edward. Just when he was about to close the door, he saw the same familiar figure he encountered a couple of hours ago. But this time, it was standing right in front of the house in the middle of the road, with face tilted towards him. So, looking at him. He shut the door quickly, grabbed Edward's hand, and rushed towards his room. He didn't leave his hand until both were seated on the bed. All right.
Why are 6-year-olds just walking around the streets, going around to their friends' houses?
Because this is America,
like
probably.
Edward, I want to tell you something. Yeah, sure, Jerry, I'm listening. Today, when I was coming back from school, I what? Said Edward. Gerald didn't speak, and he was completely motionless now. Are you going to say something, Gerald? Stop playing your old games with me. Just then, Gerald replied in a whispering tone, "There's someone behind you."
Oh, fuck.
Oh, really? Shall I expect the boogeyman behind me right now? Stop lying, Gerald. You shouldn't lie. With a zapping sound of incision, the creepy gothic lady cut Edward exactly in half with her nails, which now seemed to be like needles. Blood fell all over Gerald's face and clothes, and the little kid shouted helplessly. Gerald quickly rushed downstairs, looking for his mother. She saw blood all over him again. Just when Gerald explained what happened, she exclaimed,
Can I just say, a needle wouldn't cut someone in half. It barely breaks the skin half the time.
"Right."
If you had nails like needles.
I mean, that's even weaker, because nails aren't as strong as needles.
No, that was quite good. Do you reckon Edward...
It's not finished.
Edward was... No, I know it's not finished, but that bit was quite good. Do you reckon Edward was definitely black? Like, first guy to go, do you know what I mean?
Man,
in a horror
He
film.
wasn't a funny guy, though. He was kind of funny.
Yeah,
he had a funny couple of dry lines.
He only had a couple of lines.
A couple of
They're both dry, though. I liked your
dry.
voice for Edward.
Thank you,
6-year-old
thank you.
smoker,
I'm
whiskey drinker.
actually glad he's dead because I couldn't do that voice anymore.
But Edward, I imagine, you know Bob's Burgers?
Yeah.
Daryl.
Which one's Daryl?
You know Aziz Ansari, he voices him. The one that's good at maths and arcade games.
Oh, yeah. Fair play. Well, Edward's like that.
I'd imagine him as Edward, yeah.
With the glasses.
Well, Chris's voice was more like, like a sort of sleazy whiskey drinking.
Yeah, but they're 6.
Sleazy.
I think you forgot they're 6 years old.
He might be 37, you never know.
That's the real story here.
Enough,
The 37-year-old was in a 6-year-old's bedroom and they're not related.
She exclaimed, "Enough, Gerald! Enough of these tricks, pranks and lying. You don't have any idea how much problems you create for me. Stop lying, Gerald. You shouldn't lie. Mum, she's behind you!" Before Dorothy could even react or say a word or look behind, she shared the same fate of Edward.
Cut in half.
Her body cut perfectly in half from top to bottom. "No," cried Gerald.
I have a question. Like, why would he wait until his mum's finished talking and say, "Mum, the scary lady that killed my friend is behind you"?
The left part of her body fell leftwards, while the right one fell on Gerald, with blood flooding all over the floor. The old lady now seemed much bigger, darker and creepier, with a wide smile running from ear to ear, thus revealing her sharp teeth, hundreds in numbers. She spring-pounced upon Gerald with her nails penetrating deep inside his eyes.
What?
No!
Gerald?
Leave me, please. Help! "You shouldn't have lied, Gerald. You shouldn't lie. Now you'll die, kid. Time to go to deep sleep." "No!"
Time to go to deep sleep.
Just then, Gerald saw a much familiar face as he slowly opened
Wait,
his eyes.
pause. Who's it going to be? Mr. Winter?
Yeah, probably, because... And then Carter comes along because he spoke to Gerald's mum or something, and Gerald would run off.
And this is the last part as well. Okay, your predictions.
Has to be Mr. Winter, because why would they make a big deal
Why would
about
they
Mr.
have it?
Yeah.
There aren't any other characters that we've met.
Okay,
Or unless it just comes out of left field that it's someone completely different.
Dennis
like,
the Menace.
get ready.
maybe because he said we'll come back to Dennis the Menace.
Let's hope this pays off
Okay.
as well. Just then, Gerald saw a much familiar face as he slowly opened his eyes. It was his mum, frightened by him crying at midnight and waking him up.
Oh,
And perhaps it was just a nightmare. What?
fuck off.
"Mum, a bad dream. You, Edward, me. All dead, Mummy. All dead. That old lady." "Really, Gerald, I don't think that was a dream. Perhaps you were trying to scare me, as you always do." "But, Mummy, I swear, I'm not lying. Tell me the truth. It was not a dream, right?" "It was really
Why
a
is she
dream,
disputing
Mum.
a dream that he had?
It really was a dream."
Like, anyone could have any dream. That's a shit mum.
You didn't have that dream, Gerald. Stop lying to me.
"Stop lying, Gerald. You shouldn't lie." Because Gerald noticed his mum's face changing gothically. "I said it was not a dream, and I told you that you shouldn't lie. Now you'll die, kid. Time to go to deep sleep." And the bed he was lying on filled with blood once again. And
Wait. So he woke up and it was all a dream, but then it turns out it wasn't all a dream because his mum was the old lady and his mum cut him exactly in
it was
half.
a double fake out. It was literally Event Horizon, the book.
But then what was a dream and what wasn't a dream? Where did the dream start and where did the dream stop?
It's like Total Recall.
It's like total bullshit.
And the credit for that story is Abbott Chambers.
And the rating is 3.6 out of 10 from 30 voters.
From a creepypasta site, no less. So,
Abbott, what's his surname?
Chambers.
He sounds like English might be his first language.
Yeah, he sounds American.
There are comments. Would you like to hear some?
Oh,
I would like to hear some.
"I'm impressed you were able to write a full story in a language that is not your native language.
Oh, see?
I have often wished I knew more than one language, something that might help you. Is do some shared editing with a native English speaker.
okay, can we skip past this one because this isn't a good comment?
Pretty creepy, despite the grammatical errors. Edward, report for Full Metal Alchemist copyright infringement." Oh, shit.
What did he say?
Edward, that's a character of an anime called Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay.
It's like, okay, cool. "Okay, your setup was suitably promising, at least, but boy did it go downhill fast.
All right.
Starting with when she killed the kid, you need to work in your descriptive language, pacing and general tone. All right, Brian Bannock.
Yeah, alright, fucking hell.
Well, I'm never lying again.
Someone learnt their lesson.
That's the goosebumps I was going for. Right, so, yeah, that was Pretty Lies.
That was good. Pretty Liars.
I don't know where the pretty came into it.
Yeah,
but that
it was a
was
six-year-old boy.
nice. So, we didn't get to... Oh, yeah, when was it written?
It must have been in 2018, right?
Why?
That's when the comments were from.
2018, yeah.
Jesus.
So, after the scares, but it didn't go down that road anyway, so...
Estimating reading time was 6
A bit
minutes.
disappointed, really. That would have spiced things up a bit, but...
I mean, what happened to Mr. Winters? Did he really just let the kid go off by himself and not notify the mum?
Lost in side character limbo.
Yeah, he's dead.
Literally.
He's
And-
waiting for a sequel.
And where's Carter?
Carter
Was Carter the
Winters.
next one that dies?
Maybe. But it was a dream, but it wasn't. So, Carter might be alive, but maybe not.
Where was the whole... Yeah, what was the dream and what wasn't the dream?
Where's Edward?
Where is
Ed?
Unless, like, she knocked him out after she killed his mum and put him in bed.
No, because he took his eyes out.
Yeah. So his eyes were... his eyes were taken out. So, what the fuck?
It reminded me a bit of the Babadook. You seen that?
I have seen that.
It was kind of like that mixed with something
'Cause
like
it's-
Dallas. Is Dallas the one with the sheriff?
Because it's a
Shot
kid
JR?
that's suffering and they have
Yeah.
to convince the mum.
Yeah.
And then the mum kind of goes down the bad road and the kid's still left there going, what the fuck? You know?
But this is what happens when you have an untrustworthy parent, I think.
And child. They're both untrustworthy.
Yeah, but their child.
He lies, she never believes him even when she's... Like,
When
she
he's
has
telling
no
the truth.
trust in or faith in her son.
Morals. There are morals here. Well done, Chambers. Abbott Chambers.
Abbott Chambers. That's quite a scary name.
There is another level to that story.
You've given us things to think about, and that's done a lot more
I mean,
than
I'll
some
probably
people.
forget in about 5 minutes.
How does that rate to the other creepypastas?
I would say, in terms of getting the point across for the length, well done. We went through the whole of Jeff the Killer. That took about an hour. And,
Oh yeah, I was actually contemplating splitting that into 2 episodes. That's how long
yeah.
it was.
What did we learn from that?
I learned
Jeff
that
the Killer?
not everyone listens in English.
And don't kill as well.
Don't kill, yeah.
Don't kill. That's a good one, actually.
Imagine the comment on that. I'll never kill again.
I'll never kill.
I mean, till the next time, obviously.
Not anymore.
I really like that. That's great.
So we have another one. This one's a lot shorter.
Yes.
In fact,
Let's do another
this
one.
one's easy. This one's,
I've just seen what it's called and
this
I'm
one's
already loving
very,
it.
very fucking short.
Okay, I like that.
Okay, this one's called The Wrong CD. That's ridiculous. Estimated reading time 1 minute.
Whoa, we'll see about that.
That gives us some reading time. That's fucking awesome. Okay.
What's the point in that?
For me, everything.
Well, if you've only got like 5 minutes to kill before you need to do something else,
Before
Well,
you
you
read-
don't want to
or
start a
2
story.
minutes to kill.
If you don't want to start a story that's 10 minutes long.
5 minutes before I read a good book. Let's read something shit to really pep
Imagine that at the beginning of every novel, estimated reading time.
Oh no, they have that on the Kindle.
Oh, do
Oh,
they?
do they?
Yeah.
Wow.
I bet I would surpass every reading time ever.
You think you could?
I started, well, no, as in, I've been reading Jane Eyre for exactly 1 year.
I've been
And I'm
reading
two-
Filth
and-
for about 2
and
years.
I'm 200 pages in, but I read it every day almost.
I don't.
Shit.
You wait. You
I'm pretty much. like-
basically, I go through phases of not reading it for like 6 months, and I pick it up for like 2 days,
Do a page
and
a
then
day.
not read it again.
I try to read as quick as I can. Sometimes I'll go like a week without reading
No,
it, to
so
be fair.
no, it only just because for like months I was reading like 2 books a week, and then I got
Jesus.
to Filth, and I don't know what happened. I think I got busy and something, and I just put it down for like
Maybe
6
it's a
months.
shit book.
No, it's a good book. It's just very makes me feel like I need a shower every time I'm reading it.
Filth.
Oh, really?
Irvin Welsh.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, wow. I'll get into this.
Yeah, I'm feel bad
I
for
could
Matt.
do with that.
He
I
lent
could
it to me
shower
3
more.
years ago, and I've not given it back.
Oh, there, who did?
Matt. But then he's got like 10 of my books.
And he's got 10 years left of his stretch anyway.
Yeah, true. He's
could
probably
do it.
sold them for cocaine.
Right.
Right.
This one's called The Wrong CD.
The Wrong CD.
Hopefully it's a Snow Patrol CD.
R.L. Stein.
It's not
R.L.
like
Stein.
Stein. Come
Come
on.
on.
Pull
It'd be
the
a
other
cracker
one.
then, wouldn't it? Yeah. Alone at work one night, you are putting a CD
Oh
in
shit!
to
I
install
like
a program.
That's quite a
They're
good.
putting me in
horror.
the story.
Yeah. I might close my eyes for this one.
Do indeed. But still comment.
We can mess with them now.
Alone at work one night, you are putting in a CD to install a program on your computer. The CD is unlabeled, though. You remember it being labeled like any other mass-produced CD. You put it into the drive and find it to have no data on it either. Instead of the normal CD spinning round, it's almost sounded like screaming. It's obviously the wrong CD. And you find the real one soon and continue your work. Alone again. On another night, you need to back up your hard drive on a blank CD. So you put one in. You hear the vaguely familiar screaming noise. But this time, your computer screen goes blank for a few seconds before the entire floor goes dark. Now the screaming you hear is not coming from a computer drive. It's coming from down the hall, and it's getting closer. End.
So the target audience of the story won't even know what a fucking CD is.
The wrong MP3.
ETA, if anyone feels like rewriting this one, give it a shot.
Is that what?
I really like the concept, but the execution was really sloppy. If you could do better, I'll replace this version with yours. I wonder if that was a rewritten one.
Oh, that person's quite
What are the comments?
Self-deprecating.
This is a shit
Are
story.
there
It's
no
almost-
comments for this one?
It's almost like you can write anything if you call your own shit.
Yeah.
Is everyone fucking retarded?
Is that what it says? Is that one
At
of the
the
comments?
comments.
The first comment. I enjoyed Squirrel's version, but I have seen way too many comments saying 666 o'clock comes twice a day. I understand the 666 element, but there is no such thing. See, that's a creepypasta story right there. Oh, what time is it? It's 666 o'clock.
No, because it could never be 666 o'clock.
No, but in a creepypasta it can.
I mean, all someone's just stuttering.
666.
Thank God I found this. I am very good at writing, but I am crap at thinking of scenarios. I'm starting on it now.
Bastard.
There was another version, apparently. Last comment needs work.
Oh, sorry,
Scathing.
secondary school teacher.
I mean, are you disagreeing with the fact that it needs work?
I mean,
I think it needs
don't
to
know why
be
he
set on
bothered.
fire.
Written by Anonymous.
of course, obviously.
And that was published in 2008.
That was actually me. No, I'm joking.
If I
Yeah,
wrote,
it could
imagine
be.
if I was. You'd be like, yeah, that's rubbish, isn't it, guys?
Hey guys, it was shit, right?
I always have a dream of writing
good.
a creepypasta, sending
Creepypasta.
creepypasta, and sending it to Chris like it's a creepypasta I found, and then he say it in one of the episodes,
Oh.
and I'd be like, by the way, bam, that was me.
And then cut his head off.
And then guys said,
Well, we're going so into
guys,
it.
I'm rewriting the end.
This is bad. Yeah, I know, right? This is the fucking worst shit. It's like,
No, Tom.
yeah,
Where
guys.
did you find this? This is the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
That's okay, guys. It's pretty bad. This one's also anonymous. Estimated time 3 minutes. It's called.
It's not a good sign if it's anonymous.
Anonymous has written a lot of stories.
It is, yeah. Karma, this one's called. I have no idea what this one's about. I just saw that it was rated shittily.
What if it's written by the organisation Anonymous to get back at the world?
Then they're fucking shit at writing
Oh,
creepypastas.
shitly.
Maybe they're doing it on
Shittily.
purpose.
Shittily.
Yeah, you're
Episode
you're getting too engrossed.
This was
Shittily.
back in 2017.
2017.
year
One
of-
Direction ruled the
When
airwaves.
the world wasn't completely fucked.
Who else ruled the airwaves?
Trump, I
Justin
think.
Bieber?
Oh, yeah, him.
Good shout. What films were on in 2017? Everyone was doing the doo-wop and the bebop and the dab, probably.
I've only just learned what the dab is, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you do one?
Well, it's like sticking your arms in the
was
air,
it-
right?
Ah,
Yeah.
correct.
Basically, you stick your arms in the air.
No, you don't.
If you really want to go hard.
I mean, listeners, I wish you could see what we were doing.
Yeah, but do you know the point in the dab? What are you getting across in dance form?
I don't know. I don't
You're
dance.
dabbing. It's like you're dabbing your brow.
But I just dab my brow.
Yeah, but it's a dance move. It's like you know.
It's like
what's
the
the
mobile,
word?
you know? It's
not
that.
like the mobile.
It's just like the mobile.
It's not like the
know?
mobile.
Oh, you
Stop
guys, no
doing
one
it.
can see us.
It's the Usain Bolt.
Oh yeah, the Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
I thought that's where it
The
came
creepy,
from.
sorry, the creepy Usain Bolt.
creepy
It's the
Usain
Halloween.
Well, then, okay, Usain Bolt hasn't been linked to Jeffrey Epstein or Harvey Weinstein, so he's not creepy.
He
Let's
might
just
be.
not call Usain Bolt creepy just yet.
Usain
Oh,
Bolt.
not that kind of creepy. But,
Yeah.
he's
But I've heard he's written a story or two.
He's unnaturally fast.
He can run away from a ghost.
doesn't need to get the bus.
Okay, Karma.
Right.
Karma's a bitch.
It is. End of story. Right, here we go. Have you ever wondered what would it be like to be dead? I'll tell you. It's not fun. Cracking openly.
You didn't wait for a reply there.
Here's a good name. My name is Serafina Kaitin.
What's the name?
Serafina Kaitin?
Serafina.
Yeah, Kaitin. K-A-I-G-H-T-I-N.
K-A-I.
No, K-I, sorry, G-H-T-I-N.
Serafina Keitin.
That's a shit name.
But she's been dead before.
Serafina. I feel like a boy wrote this story.
Let me tell you. Yeah, it sounds like an anime character or something. Oh, Nani? No, I'm joking. And this is the story of my death. 2 years ago, I was murdered on November 21st, 2015.
They're trying to do like the Lovely Bones or something. Yeah.
November 21st, 2015.
Wait, November 21st. Is that anything? No. Sorry.
To me, it felt like the best day of my life, but I didn't know it would lead to my last breath.
Ooh.
As it all began 2 months before, when I just began to start school. Like any other story you probably have read or knew, I was the new kid, which meant that I had new neighbours and friends. I made friends fairly quickly.
Can I just say something? I like this story.
So far.
It's good setup. We know she's going to die. She had a really good day. It's her first day of school.
And somehow she's talking.
Oh, come on. I'm liking it.
Okay.
I made friends fairly quickly, but I still don't remember why. I was a bitch, I had to admit. So it still
At least
haunts
she
me.
owns up to it.
So it still haunts me that people liked me. It was surprising, but again, not everyone liked me. I'm the type of person that will be loved on one side, but completely rejected on another.
I relate to this story so
My
much.
God, this person is so like...
Just
Jesus.
dimension.
Like, sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'm a complete cow. Why does anyone like being around me?
And there was one person who, well, seemed a bit off. You can even ask my living friends. The thing about this girl is that she was completely alone. She was completely alone.
Along?
Literally.
Maybe it's a typo.
It is a typo.
Completely
Especially
alone.
alone, right?
Alone. No one talked to her, so she talked to no one. Which sort of confused me, because you have to talk to someone at some point. Seriously, what about group projects? But no. Once again.
Did she only go to school for one day?
Yeah, like you
Jesus.
just got here, Serafina.
Yeah, sorry. Didn't know you were the most popular girl in
Serafina
school.
Keitin, with your fucking name. Loner.
But to be fair, what about group projects?
Means a good fucking logical point.
I mean, yeah, group projects are a hassle even when you can communicate.
That's true. Now, how I died
Nah.
was karma. I
Oh,
shouldn't have
shit.
gone in her house.
Yeah, it's actually a stripper called Karma.
And wait, that's right. You don't know yet. She's a bit of attitude. I shouldn't have gone in her house and wait, that's right. You don't know yet. Remember,
She's playing with the
She's
art
very
of...
sassy.
she's playing with the art of...
medium.
The medium
Of us.
of literature.
She's playing with the readers, dude.
It's like a long monologue.
I feel like she's cutting me off.
Cutting you off?
She is a...
I want that on the blurb. She's cutting me off.
I met this guy called Alex, and well,
No.
now I'm cutting you off.
Mate, even the... Oh.
Remember what I said about her being a loner? Well, it turns out she was. I mean, seriously.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
We believed you.
Her house was completely empty.
But that doesn't mean she's a loner. It just
Yeah.
means she doesn't have anything.
Like, what kind of person would even want to be this alone? All right.
She don't even have anything.
So this writer thinks that physical objects are
People.
equal to people. Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe it's a good thing she's
Can
dead.
you... I think I've sort of got the impression she's sort of like a mean girl.
Probably.
Like from Mean Girls. So could you please perhaps try and do the story as one of the Mean Girls? Like, so whatever.
Okay.
But something seemed really off.
Oh, you're good at this.
Yeah.
Do you want to read it?
No, I can't really see it. But something seemed off about it to me. And myself being a dumb, curious 14-year-old, I was... dumb, curious 14-year-old that I was, wandered in. And what I saw was horrific. It still scars me to this day, even though I don't have a physical body because I'm dead. Even when I'm in fucking heaven.
Reese Witherspoon.
I wonder if Mark Ruffalo's there. It was so bad that she had to kill me because I saw this slaughterhouse. I had so many emotions about that. It was just like I paused. No, it was just like I just paused in life because of the things I saw there. The bodies that were piled up upon bodies. Upon bodies. What? Upon bodies. Upon... No, I didn't... She didn't write that many times.
I'd have believed you.
It was like a sanctuary for dead people.
A sanctuary for dead people.
Isn't that a good thing?
Is that a mortuary?
Yeah.
A holding house for the deceased. And too many things to point out how they died.
Church.
No, maybe it was just a funeral home.
Yeah.
She lived in a funeral home. Like, why is she being so judgy? Okay, question for you. Imagine that you were walking home from school, don't want to do your homework because you're a lazy fat ass, and you come across a creepy house that you think belongs to the loner at school. Would you, A, go explore the house and most likely be faced with the burden of death, or B, run the fuck away from that place before you fucking shit your pants?
No one would go into someone's house. You're a thief. You're a criminal.
She's breaking and entering.
Like, what would you do? Right, seriously?
I, for one, thought option A was better.
Well, you're a freak. And a criminal.
The last thing I think I should point out to you is how I died. And the way they did it. After I went into the room to be an idiot and see what they look like, I saw how she killed people. It was not pretty. She basically smashes your head with a baseball bat. I'm sorry, I went a bit English at the end of baseball.
Baseball bat.
Baseball bat. And while you're still unconscious, she ties you to a table with old weary stains from blood on it. Gets out all of her murder machine tools for her to slice-o and dice-o you open.
It says slice-o and dice-o.
Yes. And then she does it so slowly to make you suffer. And once you're long gone, she removes all the bones in your body and weaves them together and make a quilt. I'm sorry, how does bones... I think she means skin, right? Ed gained them.
No, I want to know how
I want bone quilt. I want bone quilt to be a thing.
A quilt. But what I thought was most interesting is that she didn't do any of that. More like she was a victim and the real murderer was me. Well, I guess that's karma.
Wait, hang on.
I don't get it.
Is that supposed to be a twist?
I think so, but I don't know.
Is that a twist?
Was there more? Is there like a photo or something? No, that's it.
Who's that?
That's
by Mariah Nicky.
Right. Oh, so it is a thing at the end. So she was the murderer, right?
So she murdered.
She murdered the girl written in...
Comments. We need comments.
Okay, where are the comments?
Let's get to the comments.
These bloody ads.
I know. Yeah, literally.
About 15,000 question marks. I is confusion.
This pasta needs more flavour, damn it.
Oh, nice.
That was pretty bad. Not sure how these stories end up getting accepted.
Some people will say this, like, haunts them, but I
Oh my
like
gosh, she's so
things
Californian.
that are creepy as fuck. So I love this.
That was clearly the writer.
Guessed. Yeah, you're right. Spicy.
In the spirit of constructive criticism, I would suggest that you learn to develop your plot, building it into a crescendo. Then wham! Writer has the potential, just too young. But it will happen. Good luck!
Well, that's nice.
I think the good thing about that story was it tapped into the mind of a teenager. I thought it was quite good. First day of school. Yeah. She was a bully in herself, but, you know...
Realistic character.
Yeah, you can be a bully.
She managed to become a bully in the first day, though.
Yeah, that was... It all happened a bit too quickly. I quite liked the setup of her being dead and telling us
all
that
these
she was
guest
dead.
commenters are saying it's the best pasta ever.
It's so creepy. It's so creepy, I can't even rate it. 1 out of 10.
Mate, Creepypasta is my new life.
So, that was 3 ghoulish tales from 3 ghoulish kids.
Do one, Tommy.
Me do what?
Creepy laugh.
I feel like that's how the Kardashians laugh.
Bye, have a
Really
beautiful
good.
time.
You did a really
I think
good
that's the most creepiest part of this episode is that I had to do that accent for that long.
I think you did
That was
really
a good
well.
accent. That was a
Excellent
really good
accent.
accent. And the best part was we could tell when you were stopping because you went back to English.
Yeah.
So
Very quickly.
Really,
It's
really
like, what the fuck?
worked well.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
Oh, man.
So those are three little stories. You know.
Oh my god.
I think I still enjoyed the first one the most because it had a bit more length.
Mate, yeah, first one was good.
A bit more meat to it. But-
Nice. Ragu.
Oh, you cherry tomato.
That's something to do with pasta. Maybe.
It's food, isn't it? So
I still say all the pastas I've ever experienced, they're like those Sainsbury's pastas that I have 2 bites of and throw it away. Because I've sustained myself and don't actually want to eat the rest of the shit.
spicy chicken's mine.
Tuna.
Oh,
I don't do seafood.
tuna and sweet corn.
Come
Chicken
on.
and sweet corn.
Chicken and sweet corn. Yeah, that as well.
Now we're just talking about pasta.
I really want chicken and sweet corn roll now or something.
Food with sweet corn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
With
excellent.
weird poops.
Well,
Anyway.
that was Creepypasta, and I hope you guys are having a nice Halloween.
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm eating lots of chocolate.
So I've got a little treat for you both.
Oh, okay.
Here you go. What do you think?
Oh, it's a
Right?
fucking apple bobbing.
Yeah.
A what?
You like that? Look at this
I
treat.
don't understand.
Treat, guys. Treat.
Okay.
All right, bye.
See you later.
Tater. What?
Actually, you do a really good American accent. You do like the frat boy accent.
How do you know I do?
no,
You've done it before. You've done it
You did a
before.
really crisp one as well.
Where?
wasn't it?
You were. I think it
wouldn't
was
be able to-
ages ago. It was months
wasn't
ago.
it wasn't a
wouldn't be able
podcast.
to.
No, it's in the
I wouldn't
podcast.
be able to do it.
No,
You were
you
like-
did.
You were like a...
You were total frat boy.
Proper... I can't do it.
I was like, oh my god, like the quad and whatever.
Yeah. You were doing a really good one, I remember.
Oh,
Like
okay.
a Southern California one.
Another day.
We've got audio footage of it.
Yeah,
So
I'd like to
you-
hear it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I've uploaded it already, so go back and listen.
See you later, dudes.
Bye.
Thank you again for another spooktacular joining this year. See you next year, or maybe I'll see you.
I'll see you from heaven.
And if I don't see you soon, I'll see you for a window. Bye.